Number 10. Eric the Red reached Greenland around 982 and named it Greenland as a marketing trick to attract settlers, even though the climate was harsh and survival was never easy. The Norse colonies later vanished, and their disappearance still fuels debates about climate change, isolation, and conflict. Number 9. In the 18th century, Hans Egede arrived believing he might find Viking descendants, but instead he encountered Inuit communities and helped restart Danish colonial control, which later became permanent Danish rule after 1814 and shaped Greenland's modern political identity. Number 8. In 1953, Greenland was formally integrated into the Danish kingdom and gained representation, but real autonomy only came later, first in 1979 and then in 2009, when Greenland gained the legal right to declare full independence if it chooses. Number 7. Indigenous people have lived in Greenland since around 2500 BC, with modern Inuit descending, largely from the Thule culture, yet Danish authorities pushed assimilation, including the 1951 experiment where 22 Inuit children were taken to Denmark for cultural re-education, causing long-term trauma before an official apology finally came in 2020. Number 6. Greenland became a serious geopolitical target for the United States, with multiple purchase attempts including 1867, 1910, and the most famous offer in 1946. When President Truman proposed $100 million in gold, but Denmark refused while still allowing a permanent American military presence on the island. Number 5. In 1968, a US B-52 bomber carrying 4 thermonuclear bombs crashed onto Greenland's ice, spreading radioactive contamination across a wide area and triggering a massive cleanup operation involving local teams with controversy lasting for decades because at least one key component of a bomb was reportedly never recovered. Number 4. Under Greenland's ice, there are major deposits of critical minerals and metals, including rare earth elements, graphite, copper, zinc, gold, diamonds, and uranium. And this is exactly why the island keeps returning in global power politics, because these resources are essential for modern electronics, energy systems, and military technology. So, controlling future access means controlling future industry. However, extraction is extremely difficult, not only because of the harsh climate and lack of infrastructure, but also because local society is cautious and divided, with strong political resistance when mining projects threaten the environment or local communities, which was visible, for example, during protests against uranium-related projects that even influenced elections and government decisions. Number 3. Greenland's position between North America and Europe makes it one of the most strategic places on the planet in the Arctic era because it gives military and intelligence advantage for monitoring air routes, ocean traffic, and potential new shipping corridors as ice conditions change, meaning Greenland is not just a frozen territory but a future control point for trade, defense, and Arctic dominance. Number 2. Greenland's modern cultural revival is strongly tied to language, because for decades Danish dominated education and administration, which pushed many Inuit people into a system where speaking their native language meant being treated as second class. But autonomy changed this direction, and after Home Rule Greenlandic became the main language in schools and public life, and in 2009 it was declared the only official language, which was a major symbol of identity and independence. And in recent years, tensions still appear when politicians refuse to switch to Danish, showing that language is not just communication there, but a political weapon and a statement of who controls the future of the island. Number 1. The most shocking part of modern Greenland's story is the covert birth control program carried out between 1966 and 1980, when Danish authorities inserted IUDs into thousands of Inuit girls and women, often without proper consent or even knowledge. And this program cut birth rates massively and left deep trauma that is still visible today, because it was not only a medical abuse but also an attempt to control an entire population through the most personal part of life. When the scandal became public in 2022, it triggered investigations, apologies, and compensation plans. But for many victims, it cannot undo the damage because it affected their bodies, their families, and their trust in institutions for generations. Summary: Greenland is not just a cold island. It is a battlefield of identity, history, and power, where culture fights for survival while global superpowers watch its resources and strategic location. And behind its quiet landscape, there are real human stories of control, trauma, and resistance that still shape its future today.